Hey there! So today we have another Darwin's Rants, and this would be a little bit of food one, a little bit of Darwin's history, a little bit being Chinese, and all that good stuff. So if you guys don't know, well, like despite being grown, so first off, if you don't know, I'm first generation, so I'm so people's like, where are you from? I'm from New York. Well, my family's from somewhere else, but I'm born and raised New Yorker, right? The other thing is, what was I say? I was raised friendship-wise pretty much Jewish. I grew up in a Jewish town on Long Island. Like all my friends are Jewish. Yeah, it is what it is. So culturally, I feel that way. But I also was raised, obviously, Cantonese Chinese. So Cantonese, too. So there you go. So what sparked this episode is talking about food and stuff. Is that, like I took the girls out to Hot Pot for the first time. I haven't had hot pot in so long. So pick them up early. Oh yeah. Immediately school gets out early. For some reason on Wednesdays, like normal out times like 3 or something, and like they get out at like. Anyway, I picked them up around 3:00 to take them out for I guess an early dinner. Yeah. And so yeah, Audrey came with me. And so if you guys don't know what hot pot is, so well, the big one is obviously a Korean barbecue, which is obviously way more ubiquitous than hot pot right now. And so there's a specific restaurant that does both. You can actually pay for both. But that seems weird to like. First off, you shouldn't be doing that. It's way too much work to be doing hot pot and Korean barbecue the first time. Objectively, also, I'd argue that Korean barbecue might actually be a bit better. Despite being Cantonese, it's hard to say. Because, like, again, you get, part of it's, like, this experience of that you have. First off, you have to try. If you don't know what we're talking about, stop. Stop the episode. Well, listen to the rest of the episode. But get Korean barbecue and then do hot pot. It's such a different dining experience. I'll probably do a whole other episode about dim sum, which I did, which is a whole different dining. Again, like, there's so much normalness in like Western dining where you're just like, all right, well, here's a menu. We'll order something. Here's your food, and you sit there and eat it. Like it's like I grew up in Cantonese, which food is just not eaten that way, right? Like dim sum's very different. I actually remember one of my when I was in undergrad, I went to I love this class. It was food anthropology, and and I wrote my final essay about like dim sum. If you guys don't know dim sum, it's like Chinese, Cantonese brunch tapas. Yeah, I think that'd be confusing. Yeah, Cantonese, so it's Chinese. Brunch, so it's like not necessarily like breakfast, like 7 a.m. is more like 9 to 2. Brunch tapas, which is a Spanish word that, it's like small plates. But it's family style. All right, so yeah. Anyway, wrote a wonderful essay. I loved it because it's such a specific thing that really holds my heart and did well. But anyway, dim sum's great. But this is about hot pot. So what is hot pot? So pretty much you can do this at a restaurant. I grew up doing it at home, which I do recommend, and I probably might just buy the setup again, and do it all to do it at home, and because it's such a wonderful like communal thing to do. Like I feel, again, dining is just so weird in Western culture. It's just like, all right, you order your plate and just sit there and stare at yourself and stare at your food and just like eat, and right, like hot pot's like it's more active. And so how it works is there's a boiling pot. You go to the restaurant, boiling pot of stock or soup. Yeah, it's a soup. You get to choose your flavor. Blah blah blah. I'll give you tips and tricks through it. So definitely get the Szechuan peppers. Like unless you can't take heat at all. It's got a little oil. It's got like a little bit of Szechuan peppercorns in it, but it's mostly just like soup, right? And then you walk up. It's a buffet, right? You walk up and it's all uncooked food. Isn't that weird, right? Like you're used to like Chinese buffet. Everything's cooked, and there's all a bunch of fried garbage. It's grease. Blah, blah, blah. This is all uncooked food. It's vegetables, and then a bunch of thinly sliced meats, like really thinly sliced meats, which Korean barbecue does too, because it's like quick cooking time. And so this is why I mentioned that like Korean barbecue arguably is better, is like because like with those thinly sliced meats, you're charring it on a Korean barbecue versus in hot pot, you're like boiling it. But I will say it's still very, very delicious, right? for lunch, bro, it was like 20. I think it was like $23. I ate so much meat. I don't remember the last time my eyes started hurting. If you guys have this analogy, like the amount of meat that I ate, my eyes started hurting, which is a good thing, right? I got the value out of it. Last time I remember that was when I went to Fogo. If you guys don't know, Fogo de Chao. See, that's another thing you should do. Like enjoy these weird cultural different experiences. Fogo de Chao, where they do Brazilian barbecue, Brazilian steak, and they just cut you off as much steak as you want. You sort of decide when to go and stop, and there's a buffet of like feijoada and like pan de queso and all these other, and accoutrements like just like buffet stuff. But it's a different experience, right? So anyway, going back to hot pot, you get to just like, they're very thinly sliced meat, and you just like have at it, start grabbing it. So what do I recommend? So first thing you got to do is you sit down, you're like, all right, I'm here for hot pot. You got to get your sauce first, right? Like you get your stock coming, get this, something has a little bit of like kick to it. It's not even that spicy. It just got a little Szechuan peppercorn and peppers and stuff. And you got to make a sauce. So the sauce, you got to get the sriracha. I don't know what's in there. Oh, sorry, I sort of know. There's definitely like some fermented fish character in there, but it's called sriracha, I think. Yeah, sriracha. You'll see it. It's a thick paste on the bottom with oil on top, but it's got this really beautiful, oily, savory character to it. Tons of umami, and it's got definitely some amount of fish in it, right? Like sardines, anchovy, whatever it is. But it's got a really nice base character to it, right? So you hit some of that. Definitely some soy sauce. If you want, you do a little bit more chili oil. If you want, you do a little bit of like black vinegar, which is like a Chinese version of balsamic, which brings a little acidity to it. Definitely some fresh scallion, garlic. If you want your breath to smell terrible, garlic it up. And you make a little base kind of like sauce thing, because you're boiling all this stuff. And it really has not much flavor despite the stock or the soup base. You got to dip it to really get flavor out of it. It's just it's boiled food. It doesn't really have much to it, right? So you got to dip it in sauce. So you make that sauce. And then the other cool thing you can do, which I used to do, was just get a whole raw egg. Bang. Throw it in there. It gives a little bit of texture. And it gives a little bit of texture to the sauce. And so make that sauce. Boom, there you go. And then with meats, you gotta go all the beef. They go ribeye, whatever, like thinly sliced, all this beef. And the big one for me is lamb. Lamb is so wonderful with that thinly sliced, nice gamey flavor to it. So you go beef and lamb, right? Bang. Then you just gotta go crazy. Listen, you just gotta go crazy. You gotta go with all the weird stuff. You gotta go mushrooms, fish balls, all the different fish balls they have. They have pork ones, meat ones, beef ones, all the fish balls, the tofus. They got firm tofu, soft tofu. Bang, hit them up. The other one, pick your noodles. You can do udon, you can do ramen noodles, you can do clear vermicelli noodles. Try out some noodles, right? The cool thing is it's a buffet, so you can just like taste a little bit of everything. Grab some of that. And you got to go a little bit, maybe some shrimp too. It's like whole shrimp, peel it, like you put in the broth, peel it, eat it. What else you got to do? Oh, the big one is veg. So you can want a little bit of veg to your meal. You can do bok choy, watercress, a bunch of them. The one I highly recommend you have to do is Napa cabbage. Napa cabbage, if you're not familiar, is like the one the cabbage you use in the kimchi. It's very, 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 very sweet. So it has a beautiful texture to it when you boil it. And it's just a beautiful sweetness that really like cuts away from all that sauce and meat that you're eating, right? So all you do, throw that thing in a pot. And so the first thing you got to throw in is like the vegetables, bang, and mushrooms, anything. The cool thing is the meat is so thinly sliced. You drop the thing in the soup. 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, like it's cooked. Like you can literally notice it. It's like the meat's red and then it turns cooked, which is like a light grayish brown color, whatever, light gray character. Don't cook it too long because then it gets tough, right? So you want to throw everything in, all that other stuff, and then meat, just dump it in. Boom, boom, boom. You can even literally just get the tongs and just put it in. 10, 15 seconds, boom. Pull it out, dip it in the sauce, bang, eat that. It's such a fun experience. You're cooking for yourself. You're gonna need these tips and tricks. Obviously, you're gonna have a server, somebody they'll help you out with suggestions on how to do it all. But it's just a fun experience. You get all you can eat, and man, the girls unfortunately did not do well. Thankfully, they got to try a bunch of things. They got to try quail, they got to try fish balls, they got to try different noodles. I don't think they've ever had vermicelli before. Got to try a bunch of they got to try some sauces too, because like let's say you don't make the sauce that I made, which is like a little bit more savory, spicy, blah blah. You could do. I made the girls a sesame peanut sauce, right? Like a little bit of soy, sesame paste, peanut paste, and like there's a little bit more friendly to their palates of. And the thing is, like, I think one of my coworkers asked me yesterday, is like, are your kids picky? And I'm like, see, that's the problem. Your kids should never be picky with food unless you make them picky with your food, right? Like, what you offer them is what they end up eating and are familiar with, which is something I'm like always fighting, right? Like I somehow got them to eat lentils. I've got them to eat somehow bagels and cream cheese, right? Like things that like I don't know if like most American kids can. And like, oh, I think one I got one. I think I got Audrey to eat lox one day. Anyway, lox is that's a hard one. But I remember being what was it? I want to say 5 years old, and it was Cantonese dinner. So this is like how I grew up. Like I didn't grow up eating Western food until a little bit past maybe like 7-ish on. Yeah, I grew up eating Cantonese food. One of the things you almost get most dinner or good amount of dinners is steamed fish, whole steamed fish. So the thing's going to be scaled, obviously, but you get the entire fish, like not where Western cooking involves like the fillet. No. The entire thing is steamed, and then you do a little bit of like oil, maybe a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit, and then just like a bunch of garlic and ginger. So it's a very clean way of eating fish. Like if you don't know what fish tastes like, it's that. It's just pure fish flavor, steamed with a little bit of soy and oil and other accoutrements. But you get the entire fish, right? So I grew up 5 years old. Oh yeah, eating the fish eyes was like part of like the enjoyment of it. It's a very different texture. There's cartilage. It's weird. You spit out the eyeball, but you eat the rest stuff around it, which again, cooked, right? But like I could imagine a large portion of adults would just never do that. And at 5 years old, I thought this was just normal. And like we actually like fought over, like there's only 2 eyes on a fish, right? And so you get the entire thing. Obviously, there's not a lot of food on there, so like it is what it is, because like you get the fillet, but all the other parts, the fish cheeks, and all the prime things that people actually, people that know that fish cheeks are freaking amazing. But this is what I grew up with. Like, the fish head, oh my god! Like you gotta get into that with all the little bits and delicious parts. But so yeah, was I picky at 5 years old? No, because somehow I got taught to try out fish eyeballs, and it was delicious, right? So whether your kids are picky is up to you on how you expose them to things. And I thought it was really important that like I got exposed my girls to hot pot for the first time. Like they got to try a bunch of different mushrooms, right? Because like you have like shiitakes, but then you also have the enokis. You also have the ones that like, I forget the name, but like they're hardier, and you cut them. They cut them thin for you, and then you get to heat those up, boil those. So and the fish balls. I don't think they've ever had fish balls. Yeah, which is not weird. It's like a what's a fish ball? What's the best analogy I can give you? Oh yeah, there you go. You know what it's like? It's like Naruto, which you get in like tonkatsu. That like weird thing that is like that thingy with spiral in it. It's like it's a fish product. Oh, even better. It's like a California roll, whatever that thing, the crab stick thingy. It's a fish product with starch and filler and whatever garbage, but like, right, it's a thing. So it's very fun, very fun. Very happy. I mean, my butt off, and like definitely they give you a 2-hour limit. I think we were there for a good an hour and a half ish, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna concede. Like, but it was a good time. Like, you know, and and then obviously like it's a buffet, so there's some dessert, and the kid's like, oh, I can't eat anymore. I can't eat anymore. All of a sudden, there went fruit. Well, thankfully, fruit involved, but like a little bit of cheesecake and ice cream, blah blah. All of a sudden, their appetite was open up to eat some other foods, but you know. I can only win so many battles, and the battles are always to reinvigorate myself to find dishes that, like, you know, I really enjoyed from my childhood, but also obviously get the kids involved in that too. So expose them to things that, like, you know, they've never eaten. It's a whole different dining experience, right? Like again, it's very weird to go to a restaurant where, like, here's a burner in front of you, and here's like some hot soup, and like cook the food for yourself and go figure it out. And it's a whole wild journey. And again, I would not be jealous for people that like have never had it before. They'd be like, well, what am I supposed to do? But there's some tips, right? Sauce, definitely get the sach. Okay, so I'll give you tips right now. Again, sauce, definitely get the sachan. Soy, bunch of garlic, scallion, all that stuff. Chili it up if you want. If you want to be a little bit more plain, maybe just go with soy, but definitely like some sesame oil, maybe a little bit of definitely, yeah, you can't go wrong with getting the scallion and garlic in there. Meats, eat as much meat as you can, right? Let's go. It's a buffet. Eat as much meat as you can. Definitely get the Napa cabbage, and then you can go wild on the other ones. Like, just try stuff. They got the firm, like, tofu spongy one, which is awesome. They got silken tofu. Like, and the cool thing is, like, you don't have to get, like, a whole plate of it. It literally, like, it's cut up for you where you can literally grab one piece, throw it into the soup, cook it, and try it. So you're like one piece. Dude, you can try, like, 15 different ingredients you probably have never tried, unless you were Cantonese, right? Like, there's so many... or Chinese, like there's so many different like different mushrooms, different vegetables, different bowl. This bowl, and they also have the crab stick that they use traditionally in California roll. You know what Audrey liked? She liked clams. So you saw, I don't know where, in what world. I don't think I've ever fed her a clam in her freaking entire life. And they're tiny, right? Like, you just, like, what is this, like that big? And then, like, you pull out the little piece of meat. She ate, like, 4 clams. And then, like, she asked for it again. She eventually gave up. But, like, I think I fed her maybe 6 clams. Like, not the big ones, but the little guys. So she ate clams. There you go. I'm very excited. My kid tried clams, right? I'm not going my way to buy clams. And, I mean, I probably could, but, like, I'm not making clams at home, right? Yeah. But, anyway, she got to try something. So beautiful. So you got to try all these cool things. If you guys want, I'll do another episode on dim sum stuff. Until next time, cheers later.